We as human beings has came up with magnificent amount of fantastic inventions, but almost all of the designs have flaws or downsides. For instance, internet was intended to eliminate boundaries or barriers of communications between friends and families, but then later on we realized our privacy was left unprotected because of this great amount of freedom that we're having. Biologists has invented antibiotics to treat and kill bacteria and people's other disease. But we all heard about the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. This is what the antibiotics is doing to the bacteria as we know it. One of the greatest inventions of mankind are automobiles and traffic systems. They are working together and they meant to shorten our time for travel. However, because of the excess supply of cars and the limited space on the road, we are actually wasting more of our precious time and energy on the road. By energy, I meant the non-renewable resources. And this leads to my presentation today, Accessible Traffic. On December the 7th of 2012, a cyclist in Beijing was seriously injured from a car accident. He didn't even make it to the hospital. He died on the ambulance. And why does it happen? It's because it took the ambulance 40 minutes to travel the distance of 3 kilometers. You might think this is ridiculous, but it's commonly happening in big cities. The World Health Organization estimates that about 1.2 million people die each year on the world's roads, and tens of millions of people are injured or disabled every year. Children, pedestrians, cyclists, and the elderly are among the most vulnerable of road users. These are the extreme cases. But the cyclist I was talking about in the previous slide, who died in the ambulance on the way to hospital, this has raised the awareness of traffic congestion. Unless you stay at home, you will be affected by traffic. And most of us suffers from traffic congestions almost every day. There are lots of reasons why traffic congestion is happening. There are 40% of the traffic congestion is caused by the bottleneck. And the second major reason that causes traffic congestion is traffic incidents. Keep going down from the list. 15% of the cause is bad weather, and 10% is due to work zones, and 5% is due to special events. And finally, the remaining puzzle piece is poor signal timing, and this contributes 5% to traffic congestion. On this slide, there are 3 pictures, and in the pictures, they're showing great detailed examples of why complex road signs, failures of pedestrian walk design, and confusing traffic light can add a negative effect on traffic congestion. Some people might think traffic congestion only happens in bigger urban areas. However, congestion levels have risen in cities of all sizes since 1982. Indicating that even the smaller areas are not able to keep pace with rising demand. From the source of Texas Transportation Institute, the 2010 Urban Mobility Report, we noticed that average annual hour wasted per person in traffic is 18 in small cities, 22 in medium cities, and 31 in large urban areas, and 50 in a very large city, and this is the report of year 2009. And the numbers are about 3 times greater than the one reported in 1982. Since everyone realized the seriousness of this phenomenon, countries have started to be creative on making solutions to ease this headache. In Singapore, prospective vehicles owners are required to first have the certificate of entitlement, which can start at the price of 48,000 in local currency for a small-sized car. And only a specific number of this certificate of entitlement can release each month. And this is because the government is trying to control the number of cars on its roads. There is also the existence of reward system which happens in Murcia, Spain. The government has asked people to turn in their cars to ease the traffic congestion, and the city has offered lifetime passes to its new tram system to anyone who turned in their car. The city then put the cars that were traded in on display around the city, slowly disassembling them over time or peeling them on top of each other as a commentary about parking shortage. In 2008, the Abu Dhabi Future Energy Company announced its plan to build a Masdar city, the world's first zero carbon, zero waste, and car-free city. With zero carbon emissions from transport within the city, Masdar also plans to facilitate low carbon journeys to its boundaries through support for public transport and vehicle sharing. Recently, visitors to the developing site have been given rights to personal rapid transit vehicle that runs on tracks below the city. Each driverless pod is powered by rechargeable batteries. The city, which is designed to house 50,000 residents and 1,500 businesses, is only 6 square kilometers. Of course, there's no single solution to this problem, and we're always searching for more creative answers. And in the coming slide, I'll show you a 1-minute video of the designer I admire, Rose Lovegrove. He is very innovative when it comes to designing for the future cars.
A vision of the future. Just imagine, in association with Ericsson.
My name is Ross Lovegrove. I'm a designer who believes in organic essentialism, which means using nothing more and nothing less than is needed. A symbol of 21st century consumerism is the car, and as emerging cultures embrace it, that number is set to explode. These are issues which need to be addressed. Car on a Stick is a super lightweight bubble that is directed by state-of-the-art satellite navigation technology. It is clean and has high visibility so that the passengers can enjoy the city and the city can enjoy the passenger. The car has a solar canopy which recharges during the day. It's parked on a hydraulic stick which lifts into the air, and in the evening it miraculously becomes a street lamp. In the future, we're going to have to get used to ideas that transform our lives, more organic, more dynamic, and significantly different than what we know today.
Just imagine, in association with Ericsson.
After the summer intensive, I realized what we learned from Inclusive Design Program can apply to a lot of places in a lot of areas. So I would like to consider each individual vehicle as an user of the road. And ambulance cars, cyclists, and pedestrian or even elderly people are the extreme users. How can we ensure the road is accessible to them, and this will benefit all of us? And this concludes my presentation today. Thank you for your time, and please feel free to send me feedbacks at zy13pe@student.ocat.ca. Thank you very much. Have a great day.